Hello everybody, and today I am getting all ready for Halloween. Now before I start the video, I'd just like to say shout out to Sainsbury's. Now Sainsbury's has supplied these pumpkins, which I did pay full price for, but they helped me carry them and get them all where I needed them to be for this video. So thank you, you guys, and you know I love you, and you know that you still follow me on Twitter, which is a bit weird, but you know. Anyway, I do have to be kind of quiet because, as you can tell, I'm outside and I'm freezing, and my only heat source is the candles behind here. So it currently is very late, and you can hear cars because I am outside, as I've already discussed. But first of all, what you want to do to make your pumpkins look amazing is print out some templates. Now I've got a certain collection of templates here. I've got a letter G, I've got a letter B, I've got a letter L, I've got a letter T, and I've got the transgender symbol. So you got like the male, the female, and transgender. This is where this video is going, okay? So we're going to start off with the letter T, and you'll see that I'm not going to do all of these letters on camera, but we're going to do the letter T because that's the letter that means most to me. So all I did to get the letter T was use my font and press the letter T on my keyboard. I then printed it out, and now we're going to cut out the letter T. Now I'm just using a pair of household scissors. Yes, they're orange because I am meant to be a zombie pumpkin, if you couldn't already guess. So yeah, but we are going to cut out the black area of the T, so all of this area and none of the white stuff. What I am going to do though is make a little incision at the bottom over here, and I'll show you guys what it looks like after that. So now I've cut out the T and I've got the cut out T here. So you just put this aside like so. And now the main thing you want to focus on is the cut out T that you have got. As you can see, there's a small little incision where my fingers are, and this will prevent it from being a full piece of paper like it was. So that doesn't really matter, to be honest, if it's not complete, but what does matter is the main structure of the T. Now what I mean by that, you'll see just in a second. So now what you want to do is sketch the T onto the pumpkin. So what you want to do is firmly hold one place of the pumpkin. Now I'm holding it up here and I'm holding it here, and this will help when drawing. So you just want to make sure it's not that far off the normal shape of the T, and you want to make sure it will completely fit on the pumpkin when you carve it out. Now it doesn't have to be an exact drawing, as when cutting it really does change on the final look. As you can see, I'm just going back and forth over the T. As you can see now, I've marked out the letter T onto the pumpkin with just a normal standard sharpie. Now sharpies are fairly expensive and they are permanent marker, so make sure you do not get it on your Halloween costume because you wouldn't want it to be ruined now, would you? That was a rhetorical question. Now it's the fun part, using the sharp objects, also known as knives or carvers. I am just going to be using some cheap carvers from a random shop. I don't know what shop it was, but we had these at home and they're from last year, so just anything will do as long as they're sharp enough to cut through pumpkins. But remember kids, knives are sharp, so you shouldn't play around with them. I'm a bad influence, I know. Now, before you carve anything, you want to cut the top off, like this. But remember, you don't want to go straight into the pumpkin, you want to go at an angle. This is so the lid can go back on top and not fall straight through. Sounds a bit logical in my mind, but some people still just dig straight down. It's the one rule you should learn about Minecraft. Never dig straight down. Always ends bad. So what I'm going to be doing is getting the scissor and stabbing it with the sharpest point, the small sharp point, straight into the pumpkin at an angle, like so. Now you just want to make sure you do this carefully because you wouldn't want to jam the scissor in the pumpkin, now would you? Now you've made the small incision, you can now start carving out the pumpkin, but remember, you want to do it at an angle, like this. now I've carved out the top, I like to quickly just put a little line at the back of the pumpkin to know where the ends meet up. So I'm just doing a little line here, fairly big for your perspective, and it's just right across here. Now, you don't have to do this, but I find it a better step when you're trying to put the lid back on in the right place, just because it's easier to find and quicker and less of a hassle going like this. You know what I mean? Yeah. Now, all you want to do is just take off the top of the pumpkin, like so. And as you can see, I've carved it at an angle, as I've said that you should do. Now, just to make sure that it doesn't fall through, just want to quickly just put it in. And with that line you made earlier, just match up and it should just fit in nicely. Then what you want to do is just remove the top. Now, I'm using a bowl to put all the insides of the pumpkin into. And then it should look like so. What you want to do now is just put the top of the pumpkin to the side. You'll be using that later. Now for the gross part, hollowing out the inside of the pumpkin. Ew. You might want to pull up your sleeves for this bit, as you may get your hands very, very icky and sticky and pumpkiny. Ugh. Now, once the inside is hollowed, what you want to do is get the spoon and carve out some of the inside of the skin of the pumpkin. Not too much, because the pumpkin is fairly thick, and this will mean it will be hard to cut, so you just want to lightly remove some of the inside of the skin. Once you've carved out the pumpkin with your hands, they might be a bit, you know, pumpkiny. So what I'd like to do is just grab that paper that we had for the template earlier, which was, in our case, the letter T, and just quickly like rub it all off lightly, because it isn't a pleasant feeling. And I've got a feeling I'm going to go and get some tissue paper and quickly wash my hands for the next step. I'm back. Did you miss me? I thought so. Good. I'm good that you were sad. Why are there dogs barking? Ugh. So again, what you want to do is get out your scissors, and again, using the sharp point, very carefully, cut in certain places. For the letter T, I like to cut right at the very top. For it again, I like to cut down here, on the side of the T, like so. And on the base of the T over here, and on the base of the T over on the bottom. And finally, you just want to cut in the side of the T like that, and on the other side of the T like that. Now remember, scissors are very sharp, so make sure you have your parents watching you if you are quite young. Not to be patronising, but they say that on TV, so I thought I would as well. Again, you get your pumpkin carver, and you carve out the letter T, like you would do with any other template. And once you're finished, it should pop out just like that. There we go. The letter T is out. Now you will see that this isn't perfectly cut out, and that's just because I just wanted to get out the main letter T, just so it's easier to carve and make it more neat and perfected. So you just want to quickly rub up your hands so they're not too sticky, and get back to carving the pumpkin. So once you've kneaded up your letter, or whatever your template is, you just want to clean it up by just wiping out all of the yucky stuff. Once you have finished cleaning and cutting out the inside of the pumpkin, what you want to do now is just get rid of any icky bits that have fallen in since you started carving the inside of the pumpkin. For me, there isn't much, because I didn't really carve much more off, and as you can see, I'm just getting a couple of handfuls of icky stuff, or pumpkin, or whatever you want to call it. I call it icky stuff because it is quite icky. Just want to get it all out and just chuck it into the bin or the bowl or whatever you've been chucking the insides into. Now, the only thing left to do is to put a candle inside your pumpkin. So remember, when lighting a match, always do it away from you. So remember, whenever lighting a match, always do it away from you. Now, remember, whenever lighting a match, always swipe it away from you. Now, remember, whenever lighting a match, swipe it away from you. I broke the match in half. Wow. I cry. So, we've got the half match, and, magic. So, on that note, thank you guys for watching, and remember, as always, all like, comment, and subscribe. I will be putting a photo up over on my Instagram, so it might be before this video even is up, so make sure you do check out my Instagram. You can find it down in the description below. I didn't mess up my words. I'll try and not drop a candle upside down. Yeah. And on that note, guys, good. It went out before I said night. Good night.